You ever notice how the smartest people in the room barely speak? And when they do, it's never these 7 things. Because once you say them, you lose respect, power, or worse, control over your own life. Stick around. This could save you from a lifetime of regret. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being bulletproof. The ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they knew that words aren't just words. They're traps or weapons. And an intelligent man, he knows exactly which ones to never let slip. Because once they're out, you can't take them back. So let's break down the 7 things you should always keep locked away. Here's the problem. We talk way too much. And not just talk. We complain, we brag, we beg for attention without realizing it. And every time we do, we hand over a piece of our power. Think about it. How many times have you said something and immediately wished you could swallow it back? The Stoics called this discipline of assent, the power to not react, not blurt out whatever your ego wants in the moment. But most people, they're slaves to their tongues, and it costs them everything. 1 inch. This isn't my fault. The Stoics had a brutal truth. Life isn't fair, and crying about it just makes you weaker. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "The obstacle is the way," meaning every problem is raw material for growth. But when you say, "This isn't my fault," you do something dangerous. You hand over your power. Here's a story. When Seneca was exiled to Corsica, a freezing, miserable island, he didn't waste time blaming his enemies. Instead, he wrote on the shortness of life and produced his greatest work. The Stoics called this amor fati, love whatever happens even if it sucks. Because the moment you play the victim, you stop looking for solutions. Modern example, your business fails, your partner leaves. The easy move is to say, "They screwed me over." The intelligent move? Ask, what part of this was my responsibility? Not to torture yourself, but to reclaim control. That's the Stoic difference between being wronged and staying defeated. 2. I told you so. Epictetus had a rule. If someone says you have donkey ears and you don't react, you're free. But most people, they're addicted to proving they're right. I told you so. Might feel good for 3 seconds, but it costs you respect forever. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire, yet his diary is full of lines like, "Today I might meet annoying people. They can't harm me unless I let them." He didn't waste energy on winning arguments. He focused on transcending them. Here's the test. Next time someone disagrees with you, bite your tongue for 24 hours. If it still matters tomorrow, speak. If not, you just saved yourself from looking petty. Intelligence isn't about being right. It's about being unshakable. 3. I can't handle this. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than reality." When you say, "I can't handle this," you're lying to yourself. In 1960, Navy SEALs had a 90% dropout rate until instructors taught recruits to say, "Just one more step," instead of "I quit." The failure rate dropped to 20%. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst-case scenario to realize you won't die. Losing money? You'll adapt. Heartbreak? You've survived before. The truth? Humans are anti-fragile. We grow stronger under pressure. Stop predicting collapse. Start asking, how will I adapt? That's how ordinary people endure wars, prisons, and bankruptcies, and come out wiser. 4. Everyone should like me. Epictetus joked, if someone calls you a donkey, that's their problem, unless you start braying. Yet we beg for universal approval, Marcus Aurelius warned, "It's impossible to please everyone without losing yourself." Reddit founder Aaron Swartz realized this early. "The day I stopped caring about being liked was the day I became free." Intelligent people know, if 10 people love you, 100 will hate you for no reason. The Stoic fix: shift from "do they like me" to "do I respect myself?" Because no amount of external validation fills the hole of self-betrayal. 5. My past defines me. Seneca wrote, "Life's a play. You weren't handed a script, but you control your performance." Yet we chain ourselves to past failures with "I've always been this way." Florence Nightingale was told women shouldn't work. Beethoven went deaf. Neither said, "This is my limit." The Stoics called this the art of reinvention. Your history is data, not destiny. Every morning, ask, what story would the best version of me tell today? Then live into that answer. The past is a dead weight. Drop it and move. 6. I must control everything. Epictetus's dichotomy of control is simple. Some things are up to you, your effort, attitude. Most aren't: weather, traffic, others' opinions. Yet we scream at delayed flights like it'll make the plane faster. Marcus Aurelius faced rebellions, plagues, and betrayals, yet his journal says, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." The intelligent man knows. Control isn't about rigging life's dice, but choosing your reaction. Try this. For one day, label every stressor as controllable or not. If it's not, let it go. Your cortisol levels will drop by 50%. 7. I need results now. Seneca warned, "He who plants a tree the day before war won't enjoy its shade." Yet we quit diets in a week, businesses in a year, and relationships after one fight. Marcus Aurelius kept a diary for 20 years. Only after his death did it become meditations. The Stoics knew, mastery is invisible until it's undeniable. Next time you're impatient, ask, would I bet against the man who's willing to outweight me? Real power compounds in silence. The common thread? Every one of these phrases comes from resistance, to reality, to silence, to humility. The Stoics weren't geniuses because they knew what to say. They were geniuses because they knew what not to say. And that's the secret. The less you speak, the more your words matter. The less you complain, the more you can endure. The less you need to convince people, the more they listen. It's not about holding your tongue, it's about holding your power. So quick recap. Never say what strips your control. Not out loud, not even in your head. Because language shapes reality. The smarter you get, the fewer words you waste. And if you take just one thing from this, let it be this: silence is the sword. Use it. If this hit home, the channel's full of ways to stay sharp. Hit subscribe, and let's keep digging.